Hi, I'm MJ from Linus Publications, and good afternoon. And we're going to continue the session that I started this morning. So, this is actually session number 2. This is part 2. Whereas this morning we looked at the conditions in the Senate when they reached a deal. We're now going to look at the conditions in the House, in effect, when this may be coming to them. And for the House, I'm not using all the charts I can. I want to focus on just two, and that's Johnson and Jeffries' chart. And bear in mind that we still have the United States chart, which has the emphasis on Venus, which is diplomacy, trying to work things out, communities, the people. So let's take a look at Johnson's chart now. Now, one thing we'll notice is that on 11/9, we have Venus, again, being touched on in his chart, and it's touched on by the sun. So there's a spotlight, and this happened on 11/9 on the Venus. So, in effect, on diplomacy, trying to get things done, maybe this concern for what's going on with the shutdown, with the people, in distress. So we have this showing up in his chart. Now on 11/10, we actually have transiting Venus, now making a square to both the south and the north nodes. The issue here is that Venus it's a soft type of transit. So it tries to bring out nice things, but it's squaring. And the issue here is sort of like, do they go back to the regular way of operations where they try to just sort of stop things like this? Or do they maybe move ahead a little bit and try to be more forward-looking, more compassionate? Not that they're not compassionate, but sort of like what is more important to them. And I suspect this is going to be a hard sell, and this is happening on 11/10. So this is happening today. Likely he's going to have to try to be gearing his caucus up in some way to be able to get this passed. Because not everyone in his caucus may want to move in this direction. Now on 11/11, what I see here might be a little concerning. And we have both Mercury and Mars actually making a conjunction to Neptune. So the Neptune here is a fuzziness, it's fog. So there are some things here that are probably not clear. And so this may be the language that's being used. It may be the only way they can get this passed, which is the Mars, the action. So in effect, it may be that the bill is not what was put out by the Senate. It gets changed somehow, or there's some, pushback against what's in there. So while this looks like there will be some type of deal by 11/11, probably later in the day or maybe early on Wednesday, it's still questionable, okay? It's still a question. So let's take a look at Jeffries now. And with Jeffries, let's take a look at first on 11/9. What we have is we have Mars actually squaring both the south and the north node. And in this case, this indicates that the actions that are taken is not something that he is sort of, I would say, maybe going to follow along with. So I would expect if Johnson is not able to get votes, I'm not sure how much Jeffries would want to help in that. Now, a positive note here is that Jeffries does have Venus. Again, Venus is popping up, and it is trine the North Node. So North Node is where he would take in. So he understands why this was done. So he understands the compassion behind this. the fact, people are not getting paid, people are not getting, money to buy food. He understands that. Now, another issue that is a little bit concerning is that on 11/11, we have Mercury that is squaring Mercury. And it goes retrograde. So it's retrograde at this point, and Mercury retrograde always means delays. So in this case, I suspect that he would not be voting for this. And again, it's retrograde, maybe a delay, so maybe he doesn't vote that way the first time, but he does vote just to get it passed the second time. So there may be a little bit of a delay here because Mercury has gone retrograde. The next thing we have is Mars squaring Mercury. So this is the action, and this is on 11/13. So this is indicating, in effect, that there may be some issue, and by that time, I would expect that this might be on the president's desk. So at that time, there might need to be an additional type of compromise made. It's a Mars on Mercury, so in effect, there's some action that might be needed to move this forward. That is not action. It's struggling. It's sort of trying, really struggling to work something out. So is it likely to move ahead? Yeah, but maybe Trump is not going to sign it the first time. Maybe he's going to push it back some ways. It looks like there's going to be some pushback from the GOP members. So I expect Johnson's going to be working on that from, late today into Wednesday to try and get his caucus on board with whatever he has planned. So I hope you enjoyed this. Okay, but I do think it's going to move through. Okay, because I do see something possibly hitting Trump's desk, and we'll talk about that in the next session. But it's difficult. It's difficult for everyone involved. So I hope you enjoyed this. Have a good day. Bye now.